In the last tutorial, this is where we got up to. We added our blue bar and that was it. Now what I'm actually going to do in this one is I'm going to make this blue bar just a little bit longer. Okay, so layer 5 with that selected, Control T, and I'm just going to grab this side handle. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, double left click, and there we go. Okay, so in this tutorial what we want to do is we want to come in and we want to make this search bar here. Okay, so let's get straight on with it. Now what I'm going to quickly do is just steal some of these colors. I want that blue. Okay, that's that blue, and I want that blue. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry, you don't have to do that. I'm just going to explain how to do that. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I'm going to grab our friend, the rounded rectangular shape tool, and I'm going to make sure that this blue is the foreground, 2978 BA. Okay, so that's what I want, and everything else looks good, and I'm just going to draw a shape. Okay, and that should be fine there. I'm going to let go, and there we go. There is our square, well, not really square, but our rectangular rounded edged box. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into our layers palette, and above that layer we just made, which is called layer 3, I'm going to add a new layer. Okay, clicking that icon, I'm going to flip the blue, and I want to make it, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to double left click on this blue. I want to make it 1A446A. That's the blue I want. And what I'm going to do here is with the rectangular marquee tool selected, I'm just going to draw a square, and I'm going to paste it in with the front foreground color, which is hold down Alt, hit backspace. There's our blue. Now that's pretty dramatic actually. I probably didn't need to make it that big, but I just want to show you the technique. Now as we made this shape, remember we made a shape, we can now come in, and this is the blue section. I'm just going to clip it to the shape by holding down Alt in between both layers, and there we go. We've made our blue bottom bit. Okay, so I just love clipping. Okay, that's why I've got short hair. So the next thing we're going to do is now this actual template here, I built it in CS3, okay, in Photoshop 3, CS3, and I had a brush of, I think it was like a scar or something, so I don't actually have that in Photoshop 4, but I'm going to show you the same technique, and we're just going to use a different brush. What we need to do is, first things first, we need to make a new layer. Okay, and I'm going to use the same blue we just did a minute ago. I'm going to keep that same blue. I'm going to choose my brush, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to find something. I must have something in here that we can make something funky. Alright, maybe I just use like a splatter. That'll be alright. I mean, up to you. You can use any brush you want. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger, and I'm going to, with that blue, I'm just going to click, and that's not really probably the best. I'm just going to click, 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 click. In fact, I'm going to go a bit more wild with it. Okay, so I've just made some few splatters. One sec. Sorry about that. That was the waterman, so sorry about that. Right, where were we? Okay, so we make some splatters with the paintbrush, and like I say, you can use any brush style that you want. Okay, and then I'm going to come back into our layers, and I'm just going to clip that to the layer below it. Hold down Alt, clip it, and that will clip it inside. Okay, in fact, I've probably gone a bit wild on the bottom blue here, but never mind. We're just showing you the effect. And now what you can do is you can actually move this opacity down a bit. Okay, so just grab the opacity, bring it down, just so it doesn't look so aggressive. Okay, I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. That's looking good, and there we go. So you see the understanding of what I'm trying to do. In the actual other one, I had a better brush, but in this one it doesn't matter. We're just keeping to the same effect. Okay, so next things next, let me just quickly change my brush, otherwise I'm going to be splattering everything. Okay, zoom in a bit. Okay, so now we've done that, now I want to add that white box. Okay, you notice here this white box. So with the marquee tool selected, coming into our layers palette, making a new layer. Okay, I'm just gonna, and I need a foreground color of white. I'm just gonna draw with the rectangular marquee tool. I'm just gonna draw a line about there. Is pretty good. Okay, and then hold down Alt, hit backspace, and that will fill it in with my foreground color. Next thing's next. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it from the halfway mark this time. Okay, so I'm going to do it from just about there. Okay, that's fine. This time I'm going to select a foreground color. I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit to make that sort of gray. Okay, doesn't matter about exactly what color it is. Oops, sorry. And there we go. So I've added that gray and white. It has just a weird look, I know, but it's what I'm going for. Now with those done, I'm going to come into the layers palette here, and I'm going to double left click in this white box layer, double left click in the open area. You all know how to do that now. I'm going to come to stroke, and I'm going to choose a color stroke. I'm going to use a color of, what color shall I use? Let's try this blue. Okay, yep, okay, that looks alright, and I'm going to make it 1 pixel. Okay, yeah, so we just have that sort of stroke going around the white bit, and there we go. Next thing to do is I'm going to select my foreground color. Okay, click on it. I'm going to select this dark blue again. I'm then going to come back into our rounded shape tool. I'm going to bring the radius down to about 3. I don't want it too big here. And I'm just going to draw another one at the end here. There we go, looking good. Okay, and for some reason I had an effect to that. I don't want an effect. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to come into the effects. Let me just move this page over so we can see the effects. I'm going to add a stroke, and I'm actually going to add a stroke color of, I'm going to try a different blue this time. No, something a bit lighter. No. What about the blue of the background here? Yep, that looks fine. Okay, and I'm just going to add maybe just a 1 pixel, just a little bit of blue. Hit OK, and there we go. So let's have a look. Let me just yeah, that's looking fine. I could probably actually, if I click on that shape layer and I just move it up a bit, yeah, just by using the cursor keys, and there we go, looking good. Next thing I want to get in here is I want to get the text. Okay, so with the pen tool selected, and I want to come up here, I want to Arial, I'm just going to use Arial for this. Color, I'm going to make white. Okay, and I'm just going to type in here search. You can see that's just way too big. I'm going to hold down control on my keyboard, hold down shift as well. Let's keep it in proportion. I'm just going to move it up a bit, and I'm going to come down a bit, and there we go, it says search. Okay, I can make it smaller. Now again, like I showed you on the banner, I can hold down with my move tool selected and the actual layer selected, search layer selected. I can hold down Alt on my keyboard and I can drag down, and you'll notice I've taken a duplicate of that copy and all I'm of the text. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come in, and I'm just going to, I should have just typed it in really, it's probably a lot easier, but I just want to show you that you can do that. It's all about you guys and girls out there learning. That's still a bit big, so Control T, just going to bring it up a little bit, choose the marquee tool, it will automatically ask us to apply it. Look at that. Looking very, very nice. And that is the search bar. That is the technique that I used. Okay, not saying it's the best, but it's just a technique I used. Okay, so there is our search bar. In the next tutorials we're going to be coming in and we're actually going to be adding this section here, the category section. So I'll tell you what we'll do quickly. Click at the top layer, go, click on new folder. We're going to call this search. Okay, I'm going to click on go, and I'm going to come all the way down to the shape, holding down shift, drag that into search, and there we go. We've now got our search all in one folder. Take it easy, guys and girls.